if you don't know me. This is a very exciting day because we are finally going to paint. So we moved into this home in November last year. We bought our own home. Very exciting and adult decision of us. Now in January, we are finally starting to renovate. So the biggest thing about this home, even though we called it our dream home from the start, is that it didn't have a wall to the bedroom. There are 2 rooms. Behind me you see the kitchen, and then here is my office, which is the second bedroom, but it is my office. But we wanted the bigger room to be our bedroom, and it didn't have a wall, and that was just not an option. So we knew from the start that we wanted to build a wall. Let's go back to the start first. This is the opening we were dealing with, and we wanted to build a wall and have a door to close to our bedroom. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, I have never done any renovating in my life. Matti has some experience, but it's safe to say we were both rookies. Matti's parents kindly came over for a weekend to help us to build the wall. And I was actually sick during this time, so I felt useless by just sitting on the sofa and inspecting the work. In addition to our inexperience, we had another roadblock in our way. The previous owners of this home had done a lot of renovations themselves, and their decisions had been, let's say, interesting in many parts. A lot of the stuff had been done in not the most beautiful way, not caring about finishing touches. That meant the wall was very uneven, full of holes, and the skirting boards were attached to the wall in such a way that we eventually had to completely destroy them to get them off. Finally! This whole process was a huge learning curve, and I know the techniques you see us use are not very professional, but we're trying our best, okay? Okay, now back to painting day. That's pretty good. If you're wondering what this is, here goes the internet cable, because Matti had a great idea that now it doesn't have to be in the show, but that means that obviously we need to cover this. It won't stay like this, because we will obviously have the stuff for the door frame. By the way, this dust is everywhere, even in the kitchen. I don't know how, but it's like covering the sofa and everything, which is disgusting, and I don't want to think about it. We will have to clean everything after this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Ja tällä mä sen teen. Miksi tää on tää pehmeä?
En mä tiedä.
Should I do it as the strong woman of this relationship?
Kostuta tela kevyesti ennen käyttöä irtonukan poistamiseksi, no eipä tehty.
So the first layer of paint is drying, and this is not the real paint, this is the bottom paint. What is it called? This wall will not be finished when this video is over, but at least we will be saved from the curse of the grey. Because everything in this apartment is grey. Like, all the walls are grey. And then, like, with grey wallpaper as well. So,
clothes are grey.
well, true, I didn't even realize. Maybe I'm just, like, trying to embody this greyness for the last time. It is also very stressful. I've been snapping. I've been snappish, which is not nice. So we need to chill. By the way, about the wall color. So, this wall will be white. But then we are thinking that this wall could be red, which is crazy. Or like this terracotta color. How cool would this be? Because we have this green sofa. It would be pretty crazy, I think. We were also thinking, there's a few different reds. I think this one would be too crazy. It's like too bright. Also this one is a bit more purple. Would be cool. Pretty dark though, so I'm concerned. But I'm really excited that we can finally paint the walls like some color. Obviously when you're renting you can also paint, but then you just have to paint it back to white, which is usually the color. At least everything we have rented together or I've been living in, all the apartments have been white. So it's just very exciting to actually choose color because I love color. When I first went minimalist, I loved everything black and white and grey, which is not my aesthetic at all. Even though I'm like minimalist at heart, I'm not a fan of minimalist aesthetic, which is a very different thing to what actually minimalism is. We also had this one, which is a bit more orange. We also went crazy, we took one yellow, but I think this is not here at least. Maybe my office could be yellow, I don't know. Like one wall. Then we also were thinking of blue. Here are some of the blues we were thinking for the bedroom. So many decisions, so many shades of every color. Should we go for lunch? Hello from the horrifying lighting situation, because we still don't have a lamp on the ceiling. It is much later, the paint has dried, so we will do another coat and also try to, or start prepping the holes also with the paint. I don't know what I'm talking about. But we are energized, we are fueled. I also have a solid caramel latte. And we have some candy to keep us going. Grey on grey on grey. It is 8 p.m. and we are getting rid of this grey wall. I've been waiting for this moment since the day we moved in November. It's happening. Let's also put on the sauna. The sorry board. Can't wait. The problem we have right now is this line, as you can probably see. It is so deep in the wall because the wall is not straight. So when we made the wall here, I say we, when I didn't do anything, it is pretty smooth here. But when you go down, you can see there's a little ramp in the wall, but most of it will be behind this dresser. And then we will put a plant here, so you shouldn't be able to see it as much, but it is quite a big difference, which is annoying. But you know what? We are not professionals here, so couldn't really do better than that. I was like, is Russia attacking us right now? Because somebody's firing fireworks. Holy shit. Can you hear that? My hair is in danger. So we will have to put it up. I'm not sure about the shade of white that we chose. which is a bit concerning at this point, but trust the process. Trust the process. We halfway there. Oh. Feeling you on a prayer. The aftermath. I don't know about you, but this is giving me a little bit of anxiety, but trust the process. Okay, day 2 of painting. We have all the lights on that we own because it's a cloudy day and it's snowing a lot. We just watched a painting tutorial, and in hindsight we should have done this yesterday before we started painting. I don't know why we did not. Also, it turns out that we should have like a long pole where we could paint from the ceiling to the bottom, and it would be a nice fluid movement to create a better coverage. Now it looks horrifying, but that's because we obviously had to cover all the holes, like a million holes. I'm already getting annoyed. I'm not loving this process, I have to be honest. But let's smash it. Let's smash it.
I'm losing my fucking shit here.
So, there has been so many complications building this wall, painting the wall, mounting the TV on the wall. So we ran out of paint last weekend, so we couldn't finish the painting job. Because of various reasons, we haven't had the time to do it until now. So Matti painted the wall now when I was instructing yoga this evening. We were also supposed to already have the TV mounted on the wall, but it turns out that the drill that we had from my dad is not powerful enough to make the holes in the wall. And then today Matti borrowed a drill from our friend, but it also wasn't powerful enough to penetrate the wall. So we still don't have the TV mounted on the wall. But here is the wall with 3 coats on. And as you can see, here are the 2 holes that Matti has been able to make. So we have been extremely stressed, not just because of this wall, because of like life stuff and like stuff happening at work. And when we come home, it's like this. So it's pretty hard to relax. So I'm really keen to clean this now. So the plan is now that I'm going to put on the sauna, and that will take like 40 minutes about to warm up. And I'm gonna speed clean this apartment during that time. Just look at this. I come home and it's like this. And like the dust that came from drilling and everything, and like look at this, this is everywhere. Our plants as well are coated in this dust. Look at this table. Look at this table, this is disgusting. Look at all of this. Let's change this. Look, even here, how did the dust get here? Let's change this right now. I just feel like the dust has covered absolutely everything, so I need to get everything off the counters first and then like wipe absolutely everything. I'm so sick of the dust. So for some reason we bought this lamp, and can you tell me why? Because it's so horrible, it looks disgusting. So now we are getting it off, and I got a new one from IKEA. Sorry about the mess. We got this lamp that I have pinned on my Pinterest in many pictures Kuusidare. Kuusidare. So hopefully this looks better. I mean, I think anything would look better than that one. I have no idea what went through my head when we got this one. By the way, this plant will not stay here. Nothing will stay like this. I'm just pointing that out every time. Just a little bit wonky. I thought this would take us 2 minutes. Now it's been like a 30 minutes ordeal. Matti fixed it. It's straight now. The problem is that this light switch is horrible. It's like you get this techno effect. Oh, okay. Woohoo! Partying! Okay. So, we've been trying to get this TV on the wall for weeks and weeks, but our drill is just not powerful enough. And then we borrowed a drill from our friend. It wasn't powerful enough. Well, Jesus. Well, then Matti rented this one that looks like a gun. So, you are going on the wall tonight. Okay, hi guys. Finally, I will show you the reveal. The final result. Which, to be honest, is not the final result. Because we still didn't find the door frame for the door. So just keep that in mind when I show you. This has been going so long. Like, I started filming this video 9th of January and now it's 6th of February. So almost a month ago. And our home has been a mess for over 3 weeks. So I'm so happy to finally have it all cleaned up. Also, we still don't have this plant on the wall. It will be on the wall that I will show you soon. Oh my god, look at that. That's horrible. And also, just ignore the cables when I show you the result, because we will sort this out later, okay? Now here it comes. I was so happy to finally have the TV on the wall. That was also like such a hassle. If you saw from the clips before, like we were on the verge of a breakdown, and like a few breakdowns were had as well. Both of us were like really having a time of our lives. Anyway, isn't it beautiful? Like, obviously right now it still needs some styling. There will be some plants on here. I just think the vinyl player looks so neat. This is one of Matti's vinyls and it looks so beautiful. Also, can you appreciate this corner shelf? I found this in our local charity shop. The whole living room is still under construction, or like under development, I should say. So this is just like a temporary situation, but it does look livable, right? Even though it is like this, and even though random pictures are on the wall in a weird way and there's like a hole there, it is livable. So I'm very happy with that. So that's it for now. More renovating will come, more painting, more decorating, obviously. So keep your eyes peeled for that. For now, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like if you like to see our suffering. And I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.